Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you all for subscribing. So today we're making vegan fried fish. This fish is so crispy and so tasty. I hope you like it. So before we get into the first step, freeze the tofu overnight and then take it out and defrost it when you're ready to use it. We're gonna go ahead and first try and absorb all the water out from the tofu. Use paper towel or use any napkin cloth that you have, but here I'm using paper towel. You want to get as much water out as possible because what's going to happen is that you want all your seasoning to get into the tofu. You want it to absorb all that seasoning. So let's try and get all the water out. And then you're going to go ahead and cut it into your desired sizes that you want. However size you want to use it for, just go ahead and cut it into those pieces. Here I wanted these bite-sized pieces, and then I'm using half a block of tofu here. So cut it up in the pieces you want. And this tofu recipe is so good. You can eat it with your wacha, you can have it with your jollof rice. It's absolutely delicious. So here I'm cutting the last piece. Alright, so now here is an onion blend, and basically to achieve this onion blend you're going to need some onions, garlic cloves, ginger root, habanero pepper, and then just blend it all together. This is going to give it is spicy, it's going to give it that spicy kick to it. That's how I like my tofu. And then after you have that blend, go ahead and add some seasoning with salt in there. We just want to add a little bit more flavor into that onion blend. So add a little bit, just a dash of it is fine. Go ahead and stir that before you put it on the tofu. Stir it very well so everything is well blended. Alright. And now you're going to so what I did was I just put a couple of them on the tofu. And I'm going to use my hands to press it on. However way you want to do it is fine. If you want to put the seasoning in a bowl and put the tofu in there and just kind of absorb it that way, that will also work. But I find that when I do it this way, it works better because I'm able to just press on the seasoning just so I know that it's getting inside the tofu. Because tofu really is like a sponge, right? Once you absorb all the water out, it's going to absorb every ingredient you put in there. So that's the great thing about tofu. You can season it any way you like it. So go ahead and do that. I did that for all the pieces that I had. So now I have all my tofu seasoning. I'm gonna go ahead and get a baking sheet and then put some parchment paper on that sheet. And then you're gonna place your tofu right on there. And before you do this step here, try and set your oven to 400 degrees, preheat it to 400 degrees. Yep, place it right on there and then toss it in the oven. Let it bake for about 15 minutes or so, and then here Here's the baked tofu. It's so beautiful. I mean, you can also eat it just like this, but I like a little bit more crunch to mine. So I'm going to go ahead and coat it and fry it. So over here, this is the ingredients you're going to need to make your batter. Let's make the wet batter first. So first, I'm going to make a flaxseed mixture. I have my water and my flaxseed. I'm going to pour my flaxseed in the water. And then stir that up. Make sure it's stirred and just let it sit for a while till you're ready to use it. It's gonna allow it to get thicker. Alright, and that's my milk. I'm using oat milk. And then I'm going to add my flaxseed mixture to that. And then here is apple cider vinegar. So I like the apple cider vinegar because it thickens the milk. Yeah, it's like we're making buttermilk. It thickens it a bit, so I like to add that piece to it and go ahead and give that a stir. Stir it very well, and then here I'm adding garlic powder. I'm adding some paprika, and then I'm going to go ahead and add, I'm stirring that first, so make sure you get that all stirred up. And then add a pinch of salt from this. And what I did was I added about, first taste it to make sure it's to your taste, and add more salt if needed. Alright, give that a good stir. And here, let's make our dry batter. So first you're going to need all-purpose flour. I did half a cup of that. And then some garlic powder, some salt, and I did add some curry powder too in there. Stir that very well. You want all the ingredients to mix very well in there. So go ahead and give that a good stir. Alright, so we're ready to coat our tofu. So first, dip the tofu into the wet batter, coat it very well, make sure every side is coated, and then go ahead and put it in the dry batter. You can double dip. I double dip just because I wanted it more crusty, but if you want a light crust, just do it once. If you want a very thick crust, do it several times, right? But I went ahead and coated it twice for each of the tofu. And there you have it. My tofu is coated very good as I want it. And then so the next step here, I'm going to go ahead and heat up some oil, vegetable oil, and then fry your tofu, deep fry it. You can also use an air frying option, which is healthier, but you can also deep fry it. I like to deep fry it. I like mine deep fried. So go ahead and fry it. Make sure it's golden brown on each side. I keep mine in a little longer because I really want that crispy-ness of it. So, and there we have it. This crispy, delicious tofu. And I did use this recipe for my wache that I posted earlier. So this is the fish that I used. It's absolutely delicious. You can have this with your kenky, which is the fermented corn. You can have this with whatever Ghanaian dish really that that pairs well with fish. So thanks for watching, and next time, see you next time. Bye.